And here I am again. So, Friday we have 2 hours of lessons, so I prepared another short video for you to do a bit of extra work. I hope you don't mind. You'll need your learner's book, your exercise book if you want to take any notes, and of course your pencil case. Today we're going to look at transformations, reflection mainly, and plotting coordinates on a grid. Okay, this is the exercise from page 57. Let's read the question together. Here are some more shapes reflected in a vertical mirror. So, reflected in a vertical mirror, this is the line of reflection, or the mirror line. And we have these shapes here, A, B, C, and you have to decide, are they reflected correctly? Yes or no? So, take a look at the shapes and tell me if they are reflected correctly or not. If they're not, with your pencil, draw the shape you think in the position it should be. So if you want to do that, pause the video and do the work on your learner's book, or you can copy onto your exercise book if you prefer. I'll give you a few minutes to do that, and when you're ready, play the video. Okay, so let's take a look. A. Now, is A reflected correctly? Well, the shape is the same, and it seems to be the same distance from the mirror line, so yep, it is. Here's a triangle. The triangle seems to be the same shape, and the distance, is it the same distance? Well, let's count. From the mirror line, 1 square, 2 squares, 3 squares, 4 squares, 5 squares. Let's take a look at the reflection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so this is not in the correct place. This is where it should be. It should be 1 square closer to the mirror line. What about C? Well, C, it seems to be the same distance from the mirror line, but is it reflected? Remember, when we reflect, we also have to flip the image the other way. So this is not reflected correctly. The correct reflection should be flipped around the other way. Excuse me. So if you've made any mistakes here, you can make the corrections. I hope you understand if you went wrong where you made the mistakes, and when you're ready you can move on to the next slide. Okay, this is the second question from page 57. An irregular pentagon is reflected in a diagonal mirror line on a coordinate grid. What are the coordinates? The coordinates of the reflected shape. Now here I've added the dots to each corner to help with this. So I suggest that, as in class, you do the movement of each line along the mirror line. Now remember, as we said in class, that on a diagonal grid the mirror image has to be perpendicular. You remember, perpendicular means that the angle has to be 90 degrees. The two lines have to be perpendicular. So you can pause the video now, try the exercise, and then if you want, you can check. Okay, so as I said before, each line of reflection along the grid has to be perpendicular. The best way to do this is to move from one corner of the square to the next corner. Going through from one corner to the next, we create a perpendicular movement. If we do the same here, from this one here, we go 1, 2, we move the same way, 1, 2. This one here would be 1.5. This is half and 1. Then we'd have here 1 square away, and this would go over here. And the last dot would be 1 across here. Okay, now, you don't need to, but I've done it. I've joined my lines and I've created my shape just to show you the shape, the mirror image that I got. Okay, but that's not what the question says. The question says write the coordinates of the reflected shape. So each of these dots corresponds to a coordinate on the grid. So let's take a look at them. This is 7, 5. This is 5, 7. This is 8, 8. 8, 6. And 5, 8. As I said, the question was write the coordinates of the reflected shape. So I hope you did that. If you didn't, you could do it now, pausing the video, and then start the video again when you're ready for the last question. Okay. And here's our last question. Question 3, page 57. A quadrilateral is reflected in a horizontal mirror line on a coordinate grid. What are the coordinates of the reflected shape? Now this is a little easier than the previous question. As I said before, the movement has to be perpendicular, so these 4 lines simply have to move. So let's put these 4 dots in. There's 1 corner here, and if we move it down the mirror line, it would end up here. The second dot would also move in a perpendicular way down. If we count the if we count the squares, they're the same distance. Then this is the first one. Okay, we've done, and the last one here. Okay, so now we need the coordinates. So what are the coordinates of these dots? Have you written the coordinates of the dots? Let's see. 7, 1, 4, 1, 4, 4, and 5, 4. Was that difficult? If you made any mistakes, don't worry about it. We'll do it more practice in the days to come. Put a nice tick, smiley, and we've finished for today. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you. We will be hearing from each other next week. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.